Hello and welcome back. So we are in lesson 5 of quadratic expressions and equations. Our subtopic is solving quadratic equation using factorization. Now, quadratic equations have the general form of ax squared plus bx plus c is equals to 0. So where a, b, and c are constants. So to solve quadratic equations, we first factorize the expression. So this is the expression, and equate the product of the factors to 0, because when you factorize, you get factors of that expression, then you put it to 0. This implies that either or both of the factors are 0. So solve for the unknown value, say x. So the solutions of a quadratic equation are also called the roots of that equation. So let's go into examples. So solve the equations below by factorization. So I'm having a x squared minus 7x plus 10 is equals to 0. So we need to factorize this expression and then we equate it to 0. So how do you factorize this one? So I gave you a very simple method of factorizing such kind of expression. When the coefficient of x squared here is 1, then you just come and form two brackets like this. Then you put an x there and you put x there. Then look for two numbers that when you multiply them you get 10, and when you add them you get negative 7, two numbers. So if you check, those numbers will be 5 and 2. So all of them need to be negative, so that when you take negative 5 times negative 2 is positive 10. When I add them, I get negative 7. So if you get them, you just come and say is negative 5, this one is negative 2. You're done. Those are the factors of this expression. So I equate these factors to 0. So I'll say this one will be x minus 5 and x minus 2 is equals to 0. So it means either this factor is equals to 0 or this factor is equals to 0. So this one will be x minus 5 is equals to 0, meaning if I take 5 the other side, x will be equals to 5. Or x minus 2 is equals to 0. If I take this to the other side, this is x minus 2 is equals to 0. So if I take to the other side, x will be equals to 2. And that is how we solve. So these are called roots of this quadratic equation. Another example 2. Example 2. B, I'm given 2x squared plus 3x is equals to 14. So rearrange this one. So this one will be 2x squared plus 3x minus 14. Bring 14 this side is equals to 0. So like that. Then you factorize this one, this expression. So when it is in this form, you can't use this method. So you just come and say product and sum. So product, you take a multiplied by c, gives you the product. The sum is always b. So product here, you take, this is the a and this is the c. So this one gives you negative 28. Then the sum here is 3. So look for two numbers that when you multiply them, you get negative 28, and when you add them, you get positive 3. So if you don't know how to do that one, you can come up with a diagram like this. So come up with the 28, just do a checkup. So by 2 goes there, 14. So there's no way these two factors, if you multiply them, you get 28 years, but when you add, you cannot get 3. So continue by 2 goes there 7. So you're going to have 4 and 7. So if you check these two, 4 and 7, so it is true. You'll get negative 28 and 3. But now for you to get negative 28, this one here must be negative. So that when you add these two, you get negative 4 plus 7, you get positive. So the two numbers that you're looking for, it is the two that I've mentioned. So we are talking of 7 and negative 4. So after getting them, we substitute this one here with these two, or we replace. So we just add x here. So therefore we'll have 2x squared plus 7x minus 4x, then we add minus 14 is equals to 0. So we group them into 2 like that. So we check what is common between these two. It is x, factor it out. X goes to 2x squared, 2x, x goes to 7x plus 7. We're done with that one. Then come here, check whatever is common. Whatever is common here is negative 2. So factor it outside. Negative 2 goes to negative 4x. How many times? It goes there, positive 2x. Negative 2 goes to negative 14, positive 7. So is equals to 0. So therefore, this will be x minus 2 and 2x plus 7. So when these are the same, you put these two under one bracket, then you equate those two factors to 0. So it either means this value is equals to 0 or this one is equals to 0. So it means x minus 2 is equals to 0. If you take this to the other side, it means x will be equals to 2. Or it is 2x plus 7 is equals to 0, meaning if you take 7 the other side, you'll have 2x is equals to negative 7. So if you divide both sides by 2, you'll get x is equals to negative 7 over 2. And those are the roots of our quadratic equation. Example, another example. I'm told to solve this equation by factorization. So I factor this expression. So I told you this one you look for product and sum. So product is AC and sum is B. So our AC, you take this 2, you multiply by negative 18, that will be negative 36. Then our sum will be negative 5. So we look for two numbers that when you multiply them, you get negative 36, and when you add them, you get negative 5. So you always do it like this. So come up with a diagram, a quadratic diagram. So start with 36, then start with this least prime number that you know. You can start with the 2. 2 goes 36 how many times? Because they are 18. Then check these two. If you can add them, you get 36. If you can multiply them, you get negative 36. And if you add them, you can get 5. No, you can't. So you continue by 2. Then there are 9. Then now you take this, multiply these two, you get 4. So you compare 4 and 9. So you check these two. So if you look, 4 times 9 is 36. So there's a way we can do to get negative 5. So one must be negative. So for you to know which one, this one here. So you just check. 4 times negative 9 is negative 36. If I add them, I get negative 5. So these are the two numbers that we were looking for. So we have found it is 4 and negative 9. Negative 5y we replace with 4 and 9. But this 5, it is y. So you just add here y and y. So we'll have 2y squared plus 4y minus 9y minus 18 is equals to 0. So check what is common between these first two. So that will be 2y. Factor it outside. So 2y goes to 2y squared how many times? Because they are y. Then next 2y goes to 4y how many times? It goes there plus 2. Come to the next one. Check whatever is common here. It is minus 9. Factor it outside. Negative 9 goes to negative 9y how many times? It goes there y, positive y. Negative 9 goes to negative 18 how many times? It goes there plus 2. Is equals to 0. So since these brackets are the same, put this one under one bracket. This will be 2y minus 9 and y plus 2 is equals to 0. So therefore it means this bracket, this factor is equals to 0, or this one is equals to 0. So it means 2y minus 9 is equals to 0, or y plus 2 is equals to 0. So if you take 9 the other side, you'll have 2y is equals to 9. So to get y, we divide both sides by 2. So y will be equals to 4.5, or if we take to the other side, our y will be equals to -2, and those are the roots of a quadratic equation.